Any questions?
I believe, I still would like the minutes and the agenda set to this. I thought we get this. Okay.
I apologize for that.
And this gives us a little bit more opportunity to see what's on the agenda.
I think you do a little wheelchair service.
So,
We'll make sure. Y'all want chairs? Y'all want chairs? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. I'm gonna recognize Mr. David and his committee to go over the steel mill. I know you gentlemen are here, you're out of town, and I know you want to get back in town, so we'll let y'all start with it.
Would you like us to begin now? Okay.
Yes, sir,
Very good.
please.
Well, thank you, Ms. Mayor. My name is David Graham. I'm with a company called McNeil Steel. We recently purchased 55 acres of land, the old Odom farm at the very end of Maple Street, at Highway 55. And we made a petition of the city council to allow us to rezone that from agricultural to industrial. Along with me is our Chief Financial Officer, Eric Tersenko, our Chief Operating Officer, Glenn Sylvester. We're what's known as a metal service center. We distribute steel to anybody that uses metals. We are a 75-year-old family-owned business headquartered in Dodge Center, Minnesota. We have 7 different business units right now. We have 1 existing facility in Morrison, Tennessee. That would be the closest one to Morrison. I thought, rather than telling you exactly what we do, we've got a little bit of a slideshow, so I'll talk while I show some photos. Can everybody see that? I should probably sit down. I don't know if we can make that any bigger, so.
Can you see that?
Can you see that?
Not through the tree.
So currently we have facilities in Dodge Center, Minnesota, Fargo, North Dakota, Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, and Morristown, Tennessee. For those of you who don't know, Morristown is east of Knoxville. We have over 750, I'm not quite sure what the exact number is right now. Dodge Center, our corporate headquarters, has the largest of our population of employees. Fargo, which we've been in Fargo for 26, is it 26 or 27? 97. Since 1997. These are photos of our buildings there. It's really hard to see them. Expanded to Fond du Lac, Wisconsin in 2009. Approximately 100 folks working in that facility right now. We expanded into Morristown, Tennessee in 2019. The last official count was 42 employees. A little bit of a history, as I mentioned, we are privately owned. One gentleman, Mr. Pat McNeilis, his father started the business back in 1948 with a truck, drove around farmers, picked up their scrap, and sold them metal items to repair their farm equipment. Through the years, we've been tremendously blessed with ownership that is reinvested into the company, fueling growth and opportunities and successes for our employees. I won't bore you with all of those. As I mentioned, as we were talking earlier, the focal point of the operation we would like to run here in Morrison would be a leveling line. We would take anywhere up to a 40-ton coil of steel, level it, cut it to length, 8 foot, 10 foot, whatever it might be. It becomes a sheet or a plate, and it can go into anything from a garbage truck to a cement mixer to a farm tractor or a table or a toolbox, whatever it might be. There's a little video here that kind of shows you what this process looks like. From the time a rail car will land on our property, bring it inside, unload those coils. The machine does most of the work. I know that's difficult to see, and I apologize, but the machine's about 400 feet long. It's a little bit less than that, but it takes up about 400 feet for the machine itself, lengthwise, and about 25, 30 feet wide. It exerts a tremendous amount of pressure on the material to allow it to stay flat. Everything we do typically within the building is either with a forklift or an overhead crane. As I mentioned earlier, we don't make steel, so we're not smelting, we're not melting, we're not billowing smoke into the atmosphere, we're not discharging water. That kind of gives you an idea. We take that from that coil form and make it into these sheets and plates for distribution. I guess you can see it. Some of the other inventoriable stock bars, Angus channels, they will be in a warehouse, again, operated with overhead crane. It is a neat and orderly facility. This isn't somewhere where we have things laying outside. We don't store anything outside. Trucks are loaded and unloaded inside the building, so there's not a whole lot of goings on outside of our walls. We have a large variety of products we sell, over 5,000 different types of products that we sell. A lot of times those are specific to what someone might be making. We try, something we didn't talk about earlier, we try to add as much value to every product we send out the door as we can. If we saw cut it, if we bend it, if we put it in a kit, we try to do something that adds value to that product. So it's not in our industry we call it flipping product. We try not to flip product, just buy it to sell it. We try to add value to, quite honestly, make our company more attractive to those that might be buying from us. A few of those things, saw cutting, the kitting operations. One thing I feel is very important about our company is that anything we do and measure, this is kind of a sales spiel right now, but we're ISO 9000, 2015 certified, so anything we do from memos that we write to the way we package things going out the door, or safety programs, environmental programs, is all conducted under a quality standard that we measure. So 4 times a year, we have managers meeting once a year, bring in our senior management to review those things, set goals, review what we've done in the last year so we can continuously try to improve ourselves. We've had talk, I think about outbound freight that would occur for us would be on our trucks. We know it's hard to hire truck drivers, hard to find truck drivers. We think we have a bit of an advantage over a lot of folks, over the road folks, because our guys get home at night. We use our same trucks over and over every day. So those trucks leave early in the morning, they get back early in the afternoon, reload them and send them out again the next day. So for folks who have families, that's great. If they want to be a truck driver, they can get home to go to the ball game or church or wherever is their priority at that time. It's a little bit about us. As I mentioned, we have I don't know if you can see this, it's a very early rendering of what we feel the building will look like in the initial phase of the building. That's about 240,000 square feet right now. The office, which if you can see the picture, is way tucked in on the left side at the front of the building. We are debating whether or not that would be detached or attached. We're trying to figure out if we try to expand the building, we don't want that in our way and have to tear it down and rebuild it. So as this process moves forward and our design process moves forward, we'll keep the council apprised of what we're hoping to do. All of our employees are full-time. We offer a competitive wage, health care, full scope of benefits, life insurance. So we hope that we hire employees that are with us until they retire. Glenn has 35 years at McNeilus, I have 25. Aaron's the youngster with about 12, so it's one of our, there's a threat in our industry is that most people have stuck around and now they're retiring, and we need to have new folks that are interested in the manufacturing industry. So we challenge ourselves with that every day. With that, I'll take any questions, or the three of us will take any questions you might have.
Anybody have any questions? You did say the trucks, we're talking, they're not gonna be entering and exiting at night, mostly, say, 8 to 5 type.
I would say 5 to 4, 5 a.m. to 4. We have no intention of using downtown Morrison.
Well, I was just thinking more about the residents that are that direction too. You know, are they gonna be listening to trucks to students coming in late nights?
No, that we don't have anything that would be, there may be a truck or two moving around the building itself, but not on the city streets. And again, we try to load and unload everything inside the building. We believe, and we're trying to make certain that we don't have to install parked trucks, stack up trucks on Maple Street. Our intention is there will be enough room between the street and the building and enough space within our facility that any truck that's coming is going to be, they may have to wait for a car to pass by, but there will be plenty of room for them to do all the parking on our property, not on the city street whatsoever.
Your entrance, exit, the Maple Street, or would it go to bypass?
Maple Street. That property does not have a frontage on to 55. There's a section there alongside Maple Street, that's Bend, which is owned by the state, I believe. And our property does not front 55 at any point.
Any more questions? If not, we need to pass ordinance number 22-05. It's an ordinance for the town of Morrison, Tennessee to change the zoning classification of property located.
We have to do that with the new board, because this is on the first reading.
We have to do it with the new.
Yeah, this is only the first reading.
Well, I knew that. I thought we passed it on the first one and then go forward. Is that not the way it is? I thought we passed it on the first one and ran it in the paper.
Yeah, it's the second and the public hearing would have to be in January.
I don't know that. We don't pass it tonight. Don't we pass it on?
Yeah, but it'll be later tonight. Later on down the list.
Why is that? Because this gentleman wants to leave. They got to go out of town.
The new business I said was even later, is
Okay.
the election of the alderman and the mayor.
Go ahead.
So we can continue. Okay. Ordinance number 2205, an ordinance for the town of Morrison, Tennessee to change the zoning classification of the property located on West Maple Street, further described the property as map 101, property 22.00 from A1 agricultural to 11 industrial. And it's to express the time for the ordinance to become effective. This would be the first reading. It would have to run in the paper, and then we'd have to have a public meeting. And then in January, we'd have to pass it on the second reading if there was no complaints. Do I hear a motion to pass the ordinance on first reading?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? I know y'all need to get back out of town, so that's why I did that. I want to give y'all an opportunity. They got to go to Knoxville. There was no reason to keep them here so long. I appreciate y'all coming.
We very much like to thank you for
Thank
your
y'all.
time and
Thank you for
consideration.
your presentation. It's a good one. Thank you, sir.
Anyone would like one? I can get a hold of anyone.
Y'all have a safe trip. Thank you.
The food was great.
Good, I'm glad you enjoyed it, so say something. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. The next thing on the agenda is to recognize the visitors. Ms. Laxton, got 3 minutes. Put the mic on it where she can talk to you.
Don't do the microphone, I've got enough.
When we get the microphone, they told us it.
First of all, I want to thank everyone for the Christmas lights. They're awesome.
Please come talk to me. You're welcome.
I want to thank everybody for the Christmas lights. Is that better? The Christmas lights are awesome. I thank you. All right. I also want to thank you for about 10 years now that the sign's been changed. It's right at the end of the road, down here in front of the bank, in front of Homeland Community Bank. The street sign had said the wrong thing for a long time. It's been corrected. Okay. And I think it was in October's meeting that it was discussed about the city truck, maybe a sign being put on it that it's a city truck. Unless you've done that in the last couple of weeks, it's still not on there. But we were told that there would be a sign put on it, I believe. But the light situation was still up in the air, whether or not there would be lights put on it. I was just wondering where all that stands.
We have a sign getting made to go on the truck.
You already have it?
We're having one being
Okay.
made.
Thank you. I didn't take only 3 minutes. I'll get that next one.
Miss Stacy Lee? She's not here?
I'm right here.
Okay.
Can you put that on the stand so I can use my hands?
It won't stay, like, I'd be happy to, but see, it won't stay, so it's gonna fall on me.
Just let me know when my time starts, okay? Okay, thank you. My name's Stacy Lee. I represent Truth HQ. We're a private ministerial readiness association. And I'd like to give you a verse of the day. It's Proverbs 28:18. Whoso walketh uprightly shall be saved, but he that is perverse in his ways shall fall at once. I did go to your website to try to get the agenda. I don't have the agenda, so I'm just going to speak generally about the Constitution and the governmental role of the Constitution. Thank you. Okay, so according to the Constitution, not only of the U.S., but of Tennessee, we are a Christian country. We were formed on the Bible. Our Constitution was made on the Bible. And the implications of what the government is supposed to do is what's left over after your family. and your church takes care of business, okay? So your family is the primary function of how you're supposed to take care of other people. And then your church fills in the gaps for those people that kind of don't have family and don't have that support. And then the civil government is where you see Ministry of Justice, you see also the military duties, and you'll take care of some of your civil things like trash and things like that for your citizens. So I have had an issue coming to speak. I've been refused before, but we do follow the Tennessee Constitution here. I am a Tennessee citizen, and under the Tennessee Constitution, Article 1, Section 23, the right of citizens to assemble and instruct their representatives is guaranteed by the Tennessee Constitution. So anybody who comes to speak here, they don't have to live in Morrison as long as they live in the state of Tennessee and can prove that. They can come and speak and instruct representatives in a public meeting. So I do have copies of this if anybody's interested. These are also biblical references to where this information came from. And when I went to your website, I could no longer find your codes. So your codes are not on your website, so I don't know where they went. MTAS does not have them either. Apparently you don't subscribe to that service, so there used to be your codes were on your website, so they're not there anymore. So I'm going to be filing a Freedom of Information request. We have asked for a Freedom of Information request form from you guys, and we got no answer, so I just filled out the generic one with my ID, and I'll be requesting that in a reasonable amount of time because it's hard for the citizens to know what the ordinances are if they're not posted. Okay, well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. God bless everybody. God bless the United States of America.
Commissioners, I'm sure up next.
Did it again.
I want to thank the board for the opportunity to stand before you on today. My name is Ken, this is my wife, Erica, and we are just opened up next door on 100 Maple Street, the Welcome Table Kitchen and Bakery. We wanted to just let you guys know, introduce ourselves, and let you guys know what it is that we're looking to do for the city of Morrison and surrounding communities. First and foremost, we recognize and understand that sickness and disease is being more prevalent over the course of the last few years. We've been seeing family members who've come down with different ailments, cancers and diabetes and things of that nature. And when we look at the common diseases, especially the top 4 common diseases, you have cardiovascular disease, you have diabetes, you have heart disease, hypertension, and you have diabetes. All of these diseases are common, but guess what? They can be avoided. They can be prevented just by simple lifestyle changes. And so we come to you saying that we are trying to provide Morrison with education, health education on how we can be healthy, how we can live longer, and not wait until we get sick to realize that we need to make changes to our lifestyles, but recognize how we can make changes to our lifestyles preventatively so that we can be proactive and not become sick and live longer lives.
And we can do this with simple meals that are still delicious, tasty, as our slogan. I don't know if you've seen the sign up there, but we are enjoying tasty and healthy meals, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we want to thank you guys for your patience. We've been working with Mayor Sue and Vice Mayor Joe for quite a while. We've telling them that we're coming out of pocket. We've done this off of our own income and donations in order to get where it is that we are today. We have sacrificed a lot because we believe in what it is that we're educating everyone on. We come from over 20 years of background in the health education system. Myself, primarily from being the head dean of boys dormitory to a principal of a school for several years. And so we want to provide the education that we've required over 20 years with the town of Morrison. So we just wanted to present ourselves, introduce ourselves, and let you guys know whatever it is that we can do in order to help this town be better. Please let us know.
Ken, did you care to tell the heirs that you'll be open, please?
Absolutely. So for right now, for these next 2 weeks from now until the 17th, we're going to be open from Sunday to Thursday from 12 to 5. Just to be a little bit more transparent, I'm currently, as a matter of fact, I'm going to apologize for the take out leave. I'm still working a job at a psych hospital right now, and I have to go all the way to Franklin. So, with that being said, 12 to 5 for these next 2 weeks. And on the 18th, starting from the 18th thereafter, we'll be open from Sunday to Thursday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's our time.
I just have one question.
Absolutely.
Where can your menu be found?
So you can actually, we're actually working on a website right now, but if you go on our Facebook page, we have a Facebook page, The Welcome Table Kitchen and Bakery LLC, then you'll be able to find the menu there, and of course, you can feel free to stop by and pick up one as well. Questions?
So you said Franklin, are you from Franklin, or is it just a
No,
job?
that's just where the job is right now.
So, are you living here locally?
Yeah, we're living local right now. We moved to Morrison in 2018, so we've been here for quite a while. We've grown to love this community. Thank you. Yes.
Where did you get your education on what to cook and how to cook it to make you healthy?
We actually took on health education courses through Wildwood Institute in Georgia, Wildwood, Georgia, and completed that task. And over the years, I guess, I went to a health fitness course, so that's what initially got me involved with eating healthier and lifestyle. And we just went on ahead and took health education through Wildwood Institute.
And over the last couple of years, before we got to the brick and mortar, we were doing vendoring. So we were going to Tennessee and Alabama and different places that were actually vendoring, and we developed some kind of traction there. So when the opportunity came and we spoke with these wonderful people here, we figured, we would make the sacrifices and provide it. And it's been a blessing thus far. We've had a lot of people come to us saying, I've had these diseases, I've had these different things. So we've been able to share some information with them.
And just want to slip in there really quick that we have hosted health seminars or /workshops and cooking demonstrations as well. Our most recent one was Woodbury and then Tullahoma. So that's what we're going to be doing more in this community as well.
Any other questions?
Any more questions? Thank you all so much. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. The next thing on the agenda is the Christmas promises. Do I hear a motion to give Lee, Lonnie, and Rhonda a Christmas bonus?
I'll make that one.
$500 for
I'll say.
Lee and Rhonda? $250. Is there any questions on that?
I think $500 is too much, that's just my opinion.
Any more concerns?
I made a motion, Keith said.
All in favor? Any opposed? So be it. Oh yeah, in our last meeting, we talked about the flashing lights. We can't get them anymore. They won't let us have them. They say that once they go out, we can't replace them with the flashing lights, and I've got a letter to confirm that. So that's
You're talking about the strobe lights?
strobe lights, yeah, they don't want no strobe on the red lights. So I checked on that, and another thing that was brought up in our last meeting was the speed that down on Middle Street, and I did talk to Sheriff Jr. about that. He's gonna have deputies come in, and Janine said she would get someone
Talked to Marcy Christian, who is the captain of this district, and he had Lieutenant Fraser call me Friday night while I was following in voicemail from the state troopers, kind of unnerving, and just asking if they could patrol, sit, just their presence to be home. He said they would.
and so did Sheriff he said he would also. But we need to put a sign up saying children that play up that way, because there's a lot of kids on that road. So I'll get one of them ordered. And Sue had asked about our signs getting stolen, and she had asked about putting it back in concrete. You can't do that. A sign's got to be a breakaway sign. They say it's against the law, because if someone hits it and gets killed, you're liable. So we're not allowed to do that. We just gotta try to get the officer to keep close watch on those signs, because we're losing them all the time. We appreciate that. So that's the two things y'all had asked me to check on. And I checked on that and got that done. Is there anything else for the old business we need to discuss?
I can understand the concrete signs, but it just seems to me that strobe lights is, I don't understand their logic on that, because if that would save any lives whatsoever, the
Well,
water.
I agree, but I'll pass it down to agree, this is what I got. Tom McCullough is the one that's taking care of the lights, and he talked to me, that's all I have to go by. Anything else on that? Well, we're gonna adjourn this meeting. I would reckon,
I'm sorry, I have a question. You were gonna check on the lights? I was gonna be on, how is it, the light for the new meeting center. Thank you. You're gonna check on the stop light for the new convenience center up there.
I talked to T-Dot, and I haven't got a response yet. But before we adjourn this meeting and start the new meeting with the new members, we need to recognize one of our own, who's been with us for over 30 years. Mr. Joe Hefner, will you please stand up? Joe's been, like I said, he's been working with us for over 30 years. He's been a fireman, he's been real active in the community. Every time we needed anything, he was always there to help. He's come when he wasn't even home. I called him, he was out of town, he'd come back to town to help us. So here's a plaque in recognition and appreciation to Joe Hefner for over the years, over 30 plus years of service and dedication to the town of Morrison, 2022. Thank you, Joe. And also, Steve, got your little gift here. It's nothing like what you deserve, but we really appreciate all you've done.
Probably more than I deserve.
No, appreciate all you've done, Joe. Thank you. And we're going to adjourn this meeting, and we're going to do that.
I'd like to say something, if it's all right.
Was she on the agenda? Honey, in order to talk, you gotta get on the agenda. You gotta call and get on the agenda.
How do I do that?
You just call the office and tell
Well, I
them.
called up here before and asked for a red light, a hill community station. And they told me I had to call T-Dot, which I did. And the T-Dot told me I had to go through Morrison.
Well, again, to get on the agenda, we've got to go through her. We can bring it up at the next meeting, but we can't talk without it being on the agenda to talk about it. But you can call and make an appointment to be on the agenda. We'll be glad to
Okay.
talk about it. All right, you want to swear him again?
How about a pie?
All right, please raise your right hand.
I, Sue Henderson,
Do swear or affirm
do swear and affirm
that I will faithfully perform
that I will faithfully perform
the duties
the duties
of mayor of the town of Morrison
of mayor of the town of Morrison
and will uphold the laws
and will uphold the laws
of the state of Tennessee
of the state of Tennessee
and the town of Morrison
and the town of Morrison,
and will defend the town
and will defend the town
against any action
against any action
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, you are duly installed as mayor of the town of Morrison to serve your elected term until you are legally replaced.
Thank you. Your name's done. You can do it both at the same time.
All right. Photo op, right? Let me see. the duties of Alderman
the duties of Alderman
of the town of Morrison,
of the town of Morrison,
and will uphold the laws
and will uphold the laws
of the state of Tennessee
of the state of Tennessee
and the town of Morrison,
and the town of Morrison,
and will defend the town
and will defend the town
against any action
against any action
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, you're both duly installed as aldermen of the town of Morrison to serve your elected term until you're legally replaced.
Now we call the second meeting to order. And on our agenda is the vice mayor. And I would like to nominate Keith Youngblood as vice mayor. Do I hear a second on that? A second. Is there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Keith, come up here and take a spot, please.
Guess that's our only ally.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Maybe. We really don't have a whole lot going on this time. We got, congratulations, Dawn, Janine. We got ordinance number 22-06, an ordinance for the town of Morrison to change the zoning classification of property located on Denver Drive that's further described on map 101, parcel 011-22 from agriculture 1 to high density residential, and to express the time of the ordinance to become effective on the first reading. What that is, that's a property by Prager. Do I hear a motion to accept that ordinance?
Property about Prager.
Bill Cross from Prager.
I thought no neighbor drive was the Hispanic. It's down here, this house, that's a neighbor.
And they're getting ready to build some
They're-
more.
You got your map, Lon? That is probably across from Prager, too.
No, it's down here.
No, it's down there next to Odin's Nursery.
It's where the Hispanic.
They're building additional,
You're right, Don.
they're building additional apartments, is what they want.
You're right. I thought it was here. Do I hear a motion to accept that ordinance?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second? A second. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? That is all I had to talk about. Any other-
What about the post office? What have you heard about the post office?
Well, that's a big issue. I talked to everybody. I talked to Governor Lee, I talked to our Senator, Deputy Ray, I talked to Janice Foley, I talked to every one of them. And right now, the last I heard, we've got it till January. After that, I don't know what happened. I'm still talking to them. We sent a letter to I sent a letter to the Postmaster General in Washington D.C., telling the importance of our post office and how we needed it and what it would do to the community if we lost it. So, it's a federal thing, it's not a state thing, it's a federal thing. I don't know what else we can do. Do y'all have any recommendations?
Do we have addresses at all for people that we can send letters to, emails,
You
whatever?
can go on the website and get Senator Desilee's address or Bill Lee's address.
How about the people that actually own or lease the building?
I talked to that lady. I stayed on the phone Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, all day, half a day on Saturday and even on Sunday, talking to people about this. Again, it don't have anything to do with Morrison.
I understand
You
it,
know,
but we need
it's
to
our
have
responsibility
the
to
general
try.
public, everybody out there, I would think, that love to send a letter to these people, you know, if it's a family squabble, they're hindering us here in Morrison, and we need to know their addresses and flood them with mail, the importance, and just like this factory is going to locate out here, we need something solid that we can count on. We don't need, to the first of the year, to the end of, is it first of January, end of January? I mean, first of January, we'll be here before we know it. The end of January, we have a little more time. We need to be sending letters, especially these people knowing this, that if it's a family squabble that's causing all this, we need to get their attention and tell them, sell it to somebody else, sell it to us.
Well, that's, the property is listed as Greer Properties out of Murfreesboro. That's correct.
I mean, who made the decision to move? Was it the postmaster general or the people that owned the building said we had to get out?
The people that own the building is the one, well, they say they own the building. It all depends on who you talk to. I talked to the lady that says she owns it, and I talked to the gentleman that says his heirs owns it. I don't know who owns the post office.
But I mean, are they the ones saying that we have to get out?
One of them is, the other one says no.
If they have a lease, if there's a lease signed for a year, how can they tell them to?
I've asked them that too, and I've asked that.
I mean, do they have a lawyer that we can contact?
They do have a lawyer. I don't know if we can contact them or not, but they do have a lawyer. Actually, the gentleman that moved or sold or got out is a lawyer himself, to my understanding.
So even if, I mean, you know, if we contact the mayor, I mean, the governor and all those people, if it's the people that owns the building and not the post office that says they're moving, then the government really don't have anything to do with it. It's the people that own the building, right?
The lady that's supposed to be part of the owner, supposedly she's going to court on December the 13th. Supposedly she's been in court, supposed to went to court September, October, and November. Either the man didn't show up or the man's lawyer didn't show up. So now they've got it scheduled for December the 13th.
Here in Midville?
No, Murfreesboro. My understanding from her is that her lawyer says it's going to be settled one way or the other December the 13th. I don't know if that's factual. That's what she's telling me. I tried to call the man, and he will not answer my calls.
Can our lawyer be at that meeting?
The 13th of December?
To represent us?
Well, I think the question is, if it had to do with the property itself, it should be here in Warren County. The hearing should be here. So it seems to me like it's some sort of family issue, like an estate issue or
That's
something
exactly
like
what
that.
it is.
So in regards to me being there, we don't have a dog in this fight. Like there's nothing that, I mean, we can't be a party to this. Like, can I show up and ask them? Yes. But it's not going to fix anything. So.
Can we push forward and find out if the post office will grant us access to maybe lease them a building? So maybe we provide our own facility, so this is not a future.
Even if it was a temporary building.
I mean, just something to set up shop and keep the people of Morrison's mail moving in the right direction and not rerouting it and you losing every bit of people be losing, packages, Social Security checks. I mean, just anything.
I talked to Desiree about that. I told him that we would be willing, I felt like the board would be willing to build a place if they would sign a permanent lease. Said they're going to keep it for 50 years. I also told them that if they wouldn't do that we would look and try to help them find a place to rent. And I've been doing that, guys. I don't know what else to do.
I think potentially looking for a temporary facility to put on our property for a year, and then if they work it out over there, good for us, and then we can get rid of the
If this building goes, or if the post office does go for sale,
Then we can-
look at buying it, because we don't need another empty building in the town of Morrison.
I don't disagree, y'all. But, I mean, they gotta be willing to sell it. And again, I told them everything I know. I told them about it. I told them if they would sign a lease, we would build a building for them. I told we to rent, try to find a place for them to rent. I don't know what else I can do. I talked to everybody, from Bill Lee to Desiree to Hagrid to Janice Bowling, to all of them.
It's not really them, it's not really their.
That's what we're doing.
It's not.
It's greater fair.
It is. It is us to find a temporary or.
But if we could talk to the postmaster general or whoever's over the post office to sign the lease to stay here in Morrison, but in a different building.
Well, absolutely move forward with that.
Well, I sent a letter out to the post office general in Washington, D.C., telling the importance of keeping it here, and asked for a response. Hadn't got a response yet. May not get one, don't know, but I've done that. But I'll do anything y'all want me to do. Y'all tell me what you want me to do. Or if y'all can do something different.
The 13th's right around the corner, so.
Yeah, but the problem that I see is, if it's gonna leave 1st of January, people's gonna be out of town. They're gonna be out of office the last 2 weeks of December because it's Christmas. So we've got to make something happen within the next 2 weeks. We've got to. And I think that's really important. That's why I've been pushing it so hard, is because I know how important it is.
I'd like to see if Kara
Can reach out to
could
their.
reach out to the Greer attorney, Greer Ayers attorney, and talk attorney to attorney. And,
At least give their addresses so we can see.
but, you know, you may,
The
Oh,
town
we're
here in
gonna
Morrison
use
is
that.
flooded.
Right. Find out exactly what we expect. Yeah.
It's my understanding that this isn't the only post office that Mr. Breeder built, that he leased to.
that's not right on.
Okay.
So there's others that are in the same situation somewhere.
Okay.
Mr. Breeder built a lot of post offices.
My understanding, that's right. Okay, what my man
Because
said.
at the time he built these, the importance of post office was different than it is now. I mean, when you got family squabbles going on and they're not thinking this is important to the people of this town.
What are they gonna do with the post office if you move out? I mean, it's not gonna be income to anybody. That doesn't make any sense.
See, that's why one of the ladies wants to keep it. She wants income, and he's wanting to sell it because he says, I'm raising the 2 minor kids since the mother died. See, his daughter died. It was left on the daughter and the girlfriend. The daughter died recently. And since she's died, he's taken the kids that's underage, is living with him now.
The father of the children.
The father of the children.
Mr. Breeder had a son and a daughter, and they are both deceased. And his original wife was deceased, and he had
The girlfriend
Yes.
and now grandchildren.
his grandchildren.
Y'all should
And-
probably start looking for somewhere else.
I mean, it's a mess. It is. I don't think Mr. Breeder would ever have expected this to happen, knowing that man.
We never did. I mean, no one
He
ever.
was a good man. I mean, he was good.
He did this for community service.
Well, is there anything else?
Don't take it.
I'm just talking about the Christmas lights.
I've had a lot of comments on that.
Well, we all have, we put in the Facebook site, and it said, some put 150, 200 likes, I mean, it's obvious people are seeing it, but I like to consider right now, even adding on and ordering some more for next year. And not necessarily snowflakes, I love those, and they look even better if it's snowing, but, there are other ornaments to be had, and they're not cheap, we know that, but,
I think it's worth it though, because the community has really appreciated it. I think we need to move forward.
well, and I think it would look good too if they're on either side of the street. They're not, but for a reason. If it's a telephone pole, we can't attach to it. And we can only attach to the ones that have street lights. And you notice at night, the street lights are not working now. It's the ornaments that light up at night and the street lights go off, which, as far as I'm concerned, kind of helps out lighting it up. But,
That's the only way they can do it.
Yeah.
Told me.
but I'd like to.
I did get a motion to buy 10 more lights.
I'll make that motion on that.
I'll second.
Any
And I'd like to.
questions?
I'd like to look at their, this company's out of Sparta, so they're real convenient, and see what else they've got. I know they've probably got some angels, and they got, what else they have?
They got, Santa Claus's angel, but if you want to keep it up a long time, you need something pretty generic, don't you? I mean, like snowflakes are pretty generic, you know? You
Yeah.
keep it up longer
Yeah,
than you could.
well, Yes, but that can get into another story that I won't bring up now, but I don't like the idea of leaving them all year long now.
No, I ain't talking about that, but I mean, you can leave them up in the beginning of winter or
Well,
what have you.
I really like the looks of them. I think they look good, and I appreciate Candy for putting those up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There was a first and a second, any further discussion? All in favor?
Oh, are we storing the maintenance shed, or are we?
We're
Are
probably
they
have to get a
in
building
these
store
ways?
there.
Or-
We'll probably have to get us a small.
Yeah, because
They're gonna get broken, we don't.
yeah, I'm thinking probably through there, not at least on the level of him, but I mean, accidentally.
Well, I mean, when you're looking around, they're very crowded.
Yeah, I know they are. And we
Very
just-
crowded.
We need a place to put them.
Make a motion to buy a building.
I will, storage shed, I mean, can we get one seat up here?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So put it in motion.
I'll make a motion that we buy a storage shed to store our Christmas moments.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Should we address the potential of looking for something to rent or to put on city property in the event that the post office is sold or something, and, you know, you're not able to continue your lease? Should you go ahead
Is there a second?
and address that in a motion so that?
Well, Miss Alderman's offered to rent their place temporarily,
Okay,
you know,
okay.
so that's something to think about,
That is.
you know. But what I would like to see them do is come back and tell us, give us a lease for 50 years, and we'll build them what they want on their property.
I think that you need to find something temporarily.
Yeah, probably building it.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, that's,
So let's make a motion that we can start negotiating or talking with the Owens, if that's what we wanted to do. I mean, we've got to find somewhere, right? I mean, that's
right. Well, the post office,
Okay.
the post office would have to find somebody. I don't know that, I mean, we can let them know about it, which that's what I was gonna do. But I don't know if we can literally lease it from them and
You
then,
can sublease it.
and then
Bring
do
the post office to a sublease for somebody.
We can find out for sure. If that's,
Can we do anything with the lot we own, the satellite break? Is that enough room? The lot we own, right over here, right beside the library?
that's another.
I mean, I don't know if there's enough room there for, trucks that bring mail in and take mail out.
Is there any other property?
What about that lot down on, Main Street down there, but y'all
It's
can't
not
do
bigger
it
than,
because
it's not bigger than, you talking about that lot next to Walker's?
you're right.
Yeah, it's not,
Well,
no.
this over here ain't big enough either.
It's a little bit bigger than that one, but not a lot. We've got that lot up next to the fire department too, and the gentleman told us that he didn't give us that other rest of that land, so we've got options to put a building if they sign a lease, but we can't build a building without signing a lease. I mean, we can't afford to do that. I'm saying I can't afford to do that.
I'd still like to see if we could purchase the building, post office. I know it needs work also, but I mean, like I said, I hate to see
What about,
another building in town.
what about Bill Hall building? He still has.
Somebody's choice.
Do we need to pass a motion just to start exploring
Yes.
our options? I think that's.
I'll make a motion that we start looking at options to relocate, the post office on our own property.
Post office is federal.
Is there a
I
second?
say,
Discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Anything else? Do I have a motion to adjourn?